such happy music.
Thank you for putting that in there. I was just going clunk, clunk, clunk on this metal thing that is right next to me because I was reminding myself about treasured transformation, and it has something to do with that
Mm,
piece of metal right next to me. Treasured transformation, because that is the title of the upcoming caring conference.
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, our treasured transformations. It's coming up in 2 days. In fact, less than 2 days, because for us here on the Pacific seaboard, it starts at 6 a.m. and it's totally worth it because I know who is presenting first, and she is totally worth it. I think she's billed first because she is an amazing overcoming person named Heather. That anybody who has gone through anything, has had crisis, has had trauma, has had successes and victories, and would like to know about an opportunity to be in an outdoor expedition, regardless of anything. She's involved with no barriers. I could go on and on about this caring conference. No barriers is being able to do something with your family, regardless of any limitations that you might have physically or mentally or emotionally. So she's amazing, and she's starting on in our time zone at 6 a.m. Totally worth popping in for that. For anybody who's been through anything, Heather probably has something to say to you. And then later, in the lineup of 13 presenters is myself with the concept of pre-acting your age. So I'm very excited and nervous because I want it to go very well. So and my section addresses aging. There are sections that address financial and insurance. There's sections that address self-help and self-care. It's just amazing. And it's put together by Denise M. Brown, and she is well known in her circles and becoming better known all the time.
And it's free. And so the
Yes.
easiest way to register, go to agingbetternetwork.com/event-tent, agingbetternetwork.com. You can scroll down and you can find the event tent, but you can just go directly and then you will see this logo. Click on that and that'll take you to the Eventbrite to register for free.
Yes, and if you're just listening to this, the logo is a pretty little flower, and aging is spelled not with an E, although I like that way, but it's spelled the US way, the United States
Mhm.
way, agingbetternetwork.com, and it's
That's
event
right.
dash tent.
Yeah. And so I encourage people to sign up
Mhm.
and
They need
that
to
you'll be able to
register, but
see
it doesn't cost anything.
the agenda and you can attend any of the 13 presentations there and find the ones that fit for you.
So, my husband is my producer, is my co-host on this Aging Better Network live stream. And he made a great suggestion. I said, I suppose I should talk about treasured transformations. And he mentioned this. So there's this metal 4-drawer filing cabinet that has
Mm.
been with me since college. I went to college with this big metal thing strapped to the top of the car because I want to be organized. I appreciate people who are good at being organized, and I would like to be one of them. So it has gone through transformations. It has been brown and scratched up. It has been multiple colored because I was going through a transformative time in my life, which was very embarrassing to our son. And so I was painting things multiple colors out in the patio. And now it's just a deep gray, a really good coating, because it needs to last through the third of my life, which is focused on helping others to age well from the standpoint of your emotions and your relationships. Actually, preparing, pre planning for better emotional and relational health and outcomes as you age. And that happened because a person said to me, you are the right kind of person to be a caregiver. And I'd never done that before, didn't know anything about it, but apparently you have to be the right kind of person to do it. And that was recognized. And as I was sent into people's private, individual, independent homes, I got to know the other people who would either visit the home or also lived there, who were not my client, but they were people who confided in me. This takes a lot of effort to keep the happiness going, to make sure that the bills are paid, to make sure that wishes are being honored. It takes a lot. Who's going to do this for me? Uh, How how does a person even prepare for that? And I realized that there were two parts to it. How they were feeling, the client who was experiencing aspects of aging, and their relationships, the people around them that cared and wanted, the best for them, was trying to navigate things with them or for them. How do you do that dance of when do I take over and when do I stand back and when is it? How do you create a combination? And I realized that people like myself, I'm 62, I plan on continuing to live for a while. And so, how do I prepare myself for the emotions that are different in this portion of life? And how do I prepare those around me so that we can have a, a success at this point in life, just like I've always been preparing for success throughout my whole life since I've been in kindergarten and decided what I wanted to do when I grow up.
I love it. And that's why you created the Aging Better Network. And there are a lot of benefits for people to go to the agingbetternetwork.com website. And in fact, I'm going to put this up maybe a little bit early, but you've created some handouts that are available for people to download for the conference, but they're available now. Anyone can go there. Some people may not be able to go to the conference. So they go to
Mhm.
agingbetternetwork.com/cc for Caring Conference. And so what's there?
So I'm glad you put that up right when you did. What people will see when they click on that are three different pages. They're different because they have a different aspect of aging that is focused upon. It's just one page for each aspect of aging. There are three different issues that you deal with when you're older, things to consider, things to plan for so that the outcome is your style on your terms, and no better time than right now to begin. So there's a step by step, I call it a prompted journal. People journal for self help, self improvement. And if you don't need any help and you don't need it, you don't have any room for improvement, there's someone who is going to be concerned about you or think that they need to become involved with you as you age. It That is something we're going to talk about in just a few moments, when other people decide that you might
Mhm.
be old. So, you have an opportunity to put both hands on the helm and drive this from this standpoint at this moment in your aging process in your life. And there's a step by step prompting to go through for you to write on a second page your responses. And it encourages you to communicate those with others who are around you. It gives you a mindfulness that this is a general, common, typical thing that happens as you continue to live. And it gives you I guess an excuse. It gives you an excuse to do something out of the ordinary, something that you might not have done until years from now, but to do it now and reward yourself, because you might not remember the name of the aspect. You might not remember all the details of exactly what you communicated with someone else, but you will remember how you felt when you first started taking steps, a plan of action toward your best aging. So that's what you're going to see there. There's 3 separate pages. There's also something else called Declaration of Freedom, which we'll talk about on another day. But that is ready for the people who are attending the conference. They have registered for free, the Caring Conference, March 25th, 2 days from now. And we just wanted to make it available for anyone who is watching this live, who is going to watch it in recording, to know they can go there and download, print out, and use them. Give them a try, and do contact me and let me know how that worked out for you. I'm open to critiques because I really want this to be usable for everyone, not just someone like me who's been a caregiver in multiple homes, watching hundreds of interactions, thousands of little tweaks and successes to make each day turn out the way that that person would be doing if they still had all their energy or all of their physical or mental capabilities. I've had the opportunity to experience all those, and it's just not fair that I'm not putting this together in bite-sized pieces for other people to go, oh, I'm glad I'm doing that now. In fact, that reminds me of what Grandpa did years ago when he said, make sure that you know about this. I'm giving this to you now. I'm writing this down for you. I just want you to know this. Why are you doing that, Grandpa? It's like, because I'm my mind is clear, my emotions are calm, my relationships are growing deeper. I just want to make sure that you know about this now so we can both enjoy it, both talk about it right now. So pre-acting your age is just doing something ahead of actual issues or other challenges that come with continued living.
There we go. So people can see volume 1 of The Act of Aging. I put the cover up there. It is available on Amazon. The easiest way to find it is go to agingbetternetwork.com. You can see that scrolling across the bottom. It is right at the top. Click that. It will take you to Amazon. You can download that book on your Kindle and read it on your phone, on your Kindle device, on your tablet. You can even read it on your PC. It's really a handbook, bite-size bits to help you. And there's also a link in there to additional, so you can get more samples of the Pre-Act Your Age journal. And so
Yes.
those are in there with video tutorials from Christine. But we wanted to talk about one of the aspects of aging today.
Yes, and that I mentioned just briefly before, and that is, I've written it different ways. I guess it just depends on what mood you're in. So I have it written down here on one of these sticky notes. Who says I'm old? But it may also be, when it may be more serious, like, is it elder abuse when you're 56 years old and your computer gets hacked because you just didn't understand that this is the way technology works? When you see something weird or you hear something weird, shut down and ask an expert. When I'm 55, 56 years old, is that elder abuse? Two more lively subjects, like, when did I start referring to myself as too old? Oh, I'm too old to do that. It's okay somewhere. I'm going to say maybe in your 40s. It's okay to say, I think I'm too old to dress up for Halloween. That's okay. That's understood. It's a matter of maturity, and it's a matter of what you enjoy, or how you would rather spend that day or that evening. And then there's other people who say, I don't ever want to be too old to do anything. I never want to say I'm too old to learn to ride a motorcycle. So, it's yes, aspect of aging. It's that whole aspect of your mindset and his or her mindset, that you really shouldn't, at your age. Here's a blank. You really shouldn't at your age, or someone who is as old as you are ought to be thinking about, ought to be doing. So that's just a whole conversation. It can get a little dicey when someone says, I thought you were done with trying to do cross country trips. It doesn't seem wise at your age. So those are going to be conversations, and pre-acting your age gives you the opportunity to say, I'm recognizing how this is affecting me emotionally. I feel like I've heard this 3 or 4 times this week about my style, about my choices, about, starting to date again because I'm a widow now or something. And then there's always the relationships. Do I value these relationships more than I value um, running with my whim on something? Or do I value that relationship more than saying, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to deal with it, I just don't bring up that subject. It's messing with my vibe. So it's just something to be mindful of. Oh, this is one of those times. I'm wondering why I'm so upset, or I'm wondering why they keep bringing up this subject. It must be around this whole thing that happens at who knows what calendar year, of who says I'm too old, or when does old age begin? Is it determined by 10% off at a restaurant? Is it determined by when I can get the most out of my Social Security check? It's your answer is going to be the right answer. And you can communicate that with people you're in relationship with. And you can also decide, this person's opinion is not the authority over me. I don't have a relationship with this person. They're just assuming that they need to take charge of me because they're within proximity, or they have an awful lot of empathy and compassion that maybe could be used for someone else. It's just a lot of different things to consider there, emotionally and relationally.
And I actually have here on the website, it's hard to see, but
So I'm not able to hear you right now, but I see
There we
that.
go. So we
Aha!
so what we did is I've put up the event tent here, and
Good.
so people can go to agingbetternetwork.com/event-tent, and you can see here, uh, there's the AARP Fun with Stars. There's the Caring Conference, Ann Richardson, and her event is coming up on March 29th. I'm going to see if maybe I can zoom in a little bit more on this. There we go. Make it a little bit easier
Well
to see.
done. And you did a
And
great job on that. Thanks for being my producer.
so this way you can see the Fun with the Stars, the Caring Conference, Treasure Transformations, which you'll be speaking at. And again, people can come right here to agingbetternetwork.com/event-tent and register for free right there for the Caring Conference. Ann Richardson, Reinventing Home and Community Care Conference, the ACSA National Summit. So
Hey, that's
people
in
can see.
Australia. And because it's online, you can attend.
hmm And so these are a lot of things that are coming up. Now, this is going to be updated. So as we get past the Caring Conference, it will disappear. And so new events will
Yeah.
come on. So this is going to be
Mhm.
continually updated with events. So you'll probably want to bookmark agingbetternetwork.com and be able to go to the different items there. And there's a lot of information. So there's, of course, the conferences. Uh, I'll just mention the link to links. And
Mhm.
this is a resource page for people. Another one is the I want to call it the Rolodex. It's not the Rolodex, it's a glossary. What do you call that? It's
Fingertip
called
file?
the fingertip file. Go to the fingertip file because there's all the terms, and it came up. So you were on the Experience live with Russ and Scott earlier today,
Yes.
and with Elizabeth Miller.
Elizabeth Miller.
Yeah,
And
and
if
she
you're
mentioned.
in these circles, you already know her, but if you're
Mhm.
not, I've got her book right here. Talk about her.
Yeah, you want to you can tune in. One of the things that she mentioned, Elizabeth mentioned, is when you get involved in caring for people as a caregiver, there's a lot of terminology that you don't know. So, what is the difference between assisted living and independent living and memory care and recovery and nursing home and continuous care retirement facility? You can find those in the fingertip file at the Aging Better Network. And so
Activities of
Elizabeth Miller.
daily living. Everyone kept saying ADLs, ADLs, when
Mhm.
I was already hired and I was still learning all these little things. And it's more than just jargon that people use because they're too lazy to say the whole thing. It's very specific things that help a caregiving facility or a caregiving service to know what level you or your loved one are at, because caring for other people who are aging is going to be part of your aging as well.
Mhm.
Are you doing it from a distance? Are you caring for them by texting them every day? Are you caring for them because you're living in their house and you're making sure that they are having proper nutrition?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we just want to make sure that people know where to go, that they know what's available to them. And so the agingbetternetwork.com has a lot of information. And I'll just say that every bit of information on there has a very entertaining little video with it. So you want to go there just for fun as well as the information.
I'm wondering, I know we're going to wrap up in a moment, and you usually let me know that, but I'm peeking ahead. Can you get up onto the screen the way to contact me through LinkedIn? It's Christine dash dash Smith, or Christine with CH at the beginning, hyphen Smith. If you don't have LinkedIn and you're watching this, find somebody who does and let me know words that you would like to see in the fingertip file. This would be phrases that don't come up except in aging, needing care, health, legal, just words to know ahead of time that, durable power of attorney. If you know about an event coming up, make sure that you send me a link through LinkedIn. Make sure you send me some information about it through LinkedIn so I can get it into the event tent. And of course, the resources. Oh, my favorite. These are people you can go to, organizations that you can go to, places where you can upload, download something that you need to take hold of your aging proactively and have that feeling of relief because you've got one more thing checked off the list, and then you can go on out about your day because you've got that one covered. So let me know these things are happening, things that you think should be on there for others, people that you know who are great at what they're doing that would be so helpful to others. Thank you.
Absolutely. So there is a ton of information available at theagingbetternetwork.com. And you can see contact Christine at linkedin.com/in/Christine with a CH dash Smith and send events to her. We will get those updated on the event tent. If you have terminology that you would like to share that and we will get that added to the fingertip file. And if you have a resource that is your own or one that you have found to be beneficial,
Yeah.
then send that as well, and we will add that to the resources file to that finger,
Link to links.
the link to
I
links.
know that one.
Well, with that, I will give you the final word, and we will wrap up for today.
Whew. My final word is I have the opportunity to present in front of a much larger stage than ever before. So, my transformation from being a person in private homes to being a person who can help many others as they think, what about me? Nobody tells you how hard this is going to be. How can I prepare for the future? My whole focus has been on other things, my business, my family. What can I do? I want to make sure that people understand the one thing that affects everything as you age is how you feel. And that's something that you can pre plan ahead of time for your own benefit and for the benefit of your relationships. So until next week on Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, whatever time I think you're watching this. Goodbye.